right, I was on mute. Let's start this again. Let's tighten up, Titans fans, man. It's your boy P Shark back here again. Sorry for the tardiness, Memphis fan. As y'all can see with the shirt, Memphis. Graduated from U of M, so they had a tight game with SMU. They pulled it off. So, and unfortunately, or very fortunately, my guests are also Memphians and went to U of M as well. So, bring them on. First up, as y'all know, Dom.
Yo,
like
go
fourth
Tigers.
time.
Go Tigers, go.
And a new guest, man. Rod, man. What's going on?
What's going on? Glad to be here.
That's good. But as y'all can see on the bottom screen, man, remember you can follow me at LBR Tighten Up. Follow my personal Twitter at @the1_P Shark. Listen on any podcast network and watch live stream every Tuesday. Normally at 7:30. Got pushed back tonight. But sometimes that happen. Maybe if Memphis playing a tight game like that happen. So first up with Rod, ask you that same question I asked all my guests, man. How long have you been a Titans fan?
I've been a Titans fan since '97, Tennessee Oilers time. I think my father put me on. We drove to Memphis one year and watched one of the games, and I got hooked. I didn't have a team at the time. I think that's when the Packers and the Broncos were winning their little Super Bowls, and I have a team to root for. So had a homegrown team come on. Been a Titans fan ever since.
So I guess the next question is, last week in our last show, you was making some slight comments about Ryan Tannehill. Man, speak your mind. How you feel about Ryan Tannehill?
All right, so I'm not the biggest Ryan Tannehill fan. Reason being is I know what I saw from Miami Dolphins Ryan Tannehill. Everyone is on the bandwagon. They're talking about how great he is. He don't get me wrong, he was a top 10 quarterback this year, but I'm just waiting on that relapse because I just remember how trash he was in Miami. But granted, there were some flaws. They had a terrible offensive line. He was injury prone as well, and I think a couple of the coaching staff kind of was trash too.
Yeah.
So I give him a pass, but at the end of the day, you get paid to be the quarterback here, and I want to believe. But the one thing that scares me is growing incredibly evident that he can't win us a big game. Us being the Titans, like anytime we needed him to basically win us a game, it never happened. The AFC Championship game against Kansas City, they were shutting down Derrick Henry after he scored that touchdown in the first quarter. We needed Tannehill to get us over the hump. Didn't happen. The Ravens game, this past playoff game, they shut down Derrick Henry. I think he only got maybe 80 yards. We needed Ryan Tannehill to be like, okay, don't worry, guys, I got it. And
no.
So it's kind of scary because we put so much money towards him as an investment to get us there. And while the regular season, he's cool. It's just in these moments where I need him to win us a game, it ain't happening. So,
yeah. To your point on that one, I think we know what Tannehill is, right? And top 10 quarterback, if be true, there's only like 3 quarterbacks in my mind that could like win their team a game. Well, I say 4 if I count Deshaun Watson, and we just saw 3 of them play, and 2 of them in the Super Bowl, and Aaron Rodgers. Maybe Josh Allen, but same as Tannehill. We need to see in the playoffs. They won. They
Josh
defense
Allen can win a game.
They defense won their Ravens game. And
I agree.
the Colts game, yeah, I still can't say it about Josh Allen quite yet either. So to that point, there's not many quarterbacks that can do that. But and we're gonna talk about Arthur Smith in a second. I think Arthur Smith didn't do Tannehill any justice in that Ravens game. But another thing I seen Titans fan arguing on Twitter, I didn't really want to get into this, but since I had, it's kind of perfect. I don't like to go back into the past, right? So everybody, Tom Brady, seeing him play, granted, and I'm gonna say this: Tampa Bay has some that defense versus our defense. Hey, I'm not even gonna go to comparisons. Tom Brady never really played that great, but he got the job done. To your point, yeah, everybody started talking about, man, we could have had Tom Brady. It's true, but that's not my first thought. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine living here when that happened. Like, they were saying there was a rumor that he was at Bell Academy, which is like on the other side of town where his kids were, or his kids were enrolling, whatever. Like, the town was like Nashville was like in such an uproar about it. It was like the possibility of us getting Tom Brady. I was one, like, if we got Tom Brady, like, I had my jersey in the cart. It was ready. It was ready because huge Tom Brady hater when he was in New England. I could not stand it, but I recognize his greatness. Yep. So if he came to the type, I already knew, like, championship. Because we were just a quarterback away. I'm a huge Mariota fan, the hugest probably. But I just knew Tom Brady can do what he can't do. So yeah, it was a dream though. I knew it. Yeah.
I want to say before time go. At the time, of course, like I just said, only certain quarterbacks, and Tom Brady is one of those quarterbacks who just get the job done, win the game for you. My only question, of course, it's age, but I mean, I don't. He probably play till you 50, man. I'm done trying to guess when he gonna fall off. But the other main thing was me. It wasn't definitive that he would have signed with us, right? And I didn't want to risk us chasing after him. Then we lost Tannehill and lost on a bunch of other quarterbacks, and he still went to Tampa Bay anyway. So that's probably my only thing about trying to wait out for him. But if we end up getting him, I mean, who knows?
With Tom Brady, especially during the off season, how we ended, his dynasty and all this, I never actually believed he was coming.
Yep.
I know everybody's like, Vrabel's the guy who gets his buddies to come play for him, which is true. He's made it a mission of his over recently. But I never actually believed he was coming because Tom Brady is old. And, older guys, they go down south to Florida to retire. Tampa Bay, besides they random, hurricane season or whatever, Tampa Bay is where you want to be in your 40s, especially when you can retire in your 40s. So I always figured that he would go somewhere like that. Obviously, Bruce Arians has a great track record with veteran quarterbacks. Obviously, Kurt Warner, things like that. I did not see them going to the Super Bowl, but I knew they was going to be successful. And had Tom Brady came to Nashville, I don't think we would be in this position that they are in, because you're taking away from Derrick Henry and giving it to Tom Brady, and Tom Brady would have to take over pretty much control from Mike Vrabel. Like, I understand it's a far leap. I get it, but Tom Brady makes his offenses. He don't allow head coaches to make his offenses. He make it himself. That's why you got guys like Scotty Miller, who no one heard of before Tom Brady. You got Gronk back in the league. You got like he handcrafted. Tom Brady handcrafted that team, that offense himself. Leonard Fournette is not there by happenstance. Tom Brady wanted Leonard Fournette there. He said, "Hey, that guy reminds me of Corey Dillon. Get him. Go get. I don't care what you got to do. Go get him." And you got that type of control with this guy, and then you got Mike Vrabel, who we all know ain't relinquishing nothing. Like, he will allow you to make your first through third down plays, but fourth down is him. Mike Vrabel gonna make that call. Personnel wise, Mike Vrabel gonna make that call. Like, I never saw it meshing. And Tom Brady GOAT. I can't take it from him. Nobody can stop him. And if he win another one, he might be better than Jordan. Like, I know I said it, but 7 rings speak for themselves.
Man, and what's another
in 10 Super Bowls in 20 years?
Somebody said that's 50% of his career, bro.
Like, and this is not even his playoff record. We talking about Super Bowls.
Super Bowls, right?
The guy might be the greatest sports legend of all time.
Oh.
Wayne Gretzky ain't got nothing on him. And I got to give it to him. We would have been great with him, but I still think, Ryan Tannehill, for the contract that we got Ryan Tannehill, was a smart move. Because keep in mind, if Ryan Tannehill's on a 1-year deal now, if he doesn't pan out this year, we can just and out. Ain't no money owed. Ain't no residual income coming from us. Like, Ryan Tannehill has to go from being middle tier because obviously, like Ross said, and I do agree, when they come to playoffs, he here. Like, I think last year and this year, Lamar Jackson showed us that he will wield his team to wins or at least 500 offensive yards, which he had against them last year. Ryan Tannehill is right here, and I need for him to step up here because we'll have to see how the team looks without Arthur Smith because I still think we went away from Derrick Henry way too quick.
Yeah, I need to see the defense.
The Tom Brady comment, I guess, I think maybe it's just a personal opinion of mine. I feel like he probably would have made the offense not even a little bit better, but a lot better than what we're seeing with Ryan Tannehill. And it's not to say Ryan Tannehill hasn't been doing well. It just like what I pointed out with Tannehill and what he lacks in, what Tom Brady will excel in. Yep. Tom Brady, what most folks don't. Well, most folks won't admit Tom Brady's the check down king. Like when it comes down to when his offense is how he has his offensive laid out, the 2 tight end, 2 wide receiver, the running back, real deal. It's like it's a 2-3 read system where the wide receiver isn't open, Gronk isn't open, checking it down, or Wes Walker or Adamant isn't open on the slot, check it down. Yeah. So
outside and check down.
People won't admit that Derrick Henry is an okay pass catcher.
Yeah.
Like, they don't give him the opportunities, but when he hasn't been what they say he can't catch the ball off the backfield.
Yeah.
People are just not watching the game out here. And if you sub Tom Brady in for Ryan Tannehill, I just feel like that offense probably would have gelled a lot more because instead of where Ryan Tannehill, I felt like, let's say the Ravens game that we lost, he after a while he kept trying to just force it.
He did.
He kept trying to force it out. Where Tom Brady
dumped it down.
I'm gonna take what you give me.
Yeah.
Like they basically had like a 5-2 defensive front try to keep Derrick Henry from going outside. Cool. I'm gonna give you these slots.
Right.
I'm gonna give you these slants, excuse me. I'm gonna give you these outs. Like that where Tannehill was like just trying to force it out. Like but it, like I said, this is a dream, but like with Tom Brady, I just felt like if we had him, we'd probably still be playing, probably. Or
we would have made the Kansas City and lost.
We would have made the Kansas City. I don't even know if we would have lost.
With that defense, if that defense still remained the same, which they probably would have, we got ran off the field.
we do need some. I think. I really can't even say that. Because I was one of the people that had Clowney. I was just thinking, like, if he come, we about to get 10 plus sacks.
We all did.
Simmons about to get 15. I just thought all these amazing things, and
Listen, I'll say this. We will never know who Ryan Tannehill is until Arthur Smith was gone. Which, like last show, I basically was like, "Yo, it's time for Arthur Smith to go. He gone. Cool." Now we're gonna see who Ryan Tannehill really is. Because is it really play call, or are you really forcing everything up the middle like he's known to do? Let's be honest. Outside of play action, Ryan Tannehill ain't no 4 wide quarterback. That makes Josh Allen so much better is because their system is a 4 wide system, running back in the backfield. They rarely have a running game. So it is mostly on Josh Allen.
He is the running.
Yes, he is the running game. Now, we all know how that's going to end up. He ain't going to be able to sustain that forever.
They're going to get a running back. They are.
Cam Newton.
They're going to get a running back. He's the other version of Cam Newton. Now, let's be politically correct. The other version of Cam Newton. So they're going to get a running back. They realize how special Josh Allen can be. Like, and he has a cannon. He has a cannon of an arm. So if there's go ahead.
Him and Patrick Mahomes have that arm strength where they can just throw it off of whatever foot they decide on their pinky toe if they have to. They can do that.
If they're smart, they're going to build around it. And so they brought in Stephon Diggs. So that automatically made the wide receiver group better. They're gonna draft a wide receiver, and they're gonna pick up a running back. They have to. So, I mean, whereas with Tannehill,
we do need another receiver because Khalif Raymond and Cameron Batson, they ain't gonna cut it.
I feel like even if we do resign Corey Davis, we got to draft a wide receiver. We have to.
Yeah, we need a speedster. We need a speedster.
We do. We
need somebody with
Kenneth Gainwell.
Right, they gonna be running back, and even Memphis wide receivers turn to running backs. Antonio Gibson.
Yeah,
I'll be okay with that. I think I'll be.
I'm just really praying that we keep Corey Davis. I really like him. Him and AJ 1-2 because I feel like, and maybe it's just me being really pessimistic. I feel like if Corey Davis leaves, it's probably going to dip in AJ Brown's production because they couldn't double him.
Yeah.
Because Corey Davis can give you 100 yards a game or whatever. So,
I'm pretty sure they're going to replace him if he leaves. I mean, there's some receivers out there, Will Fuller, faster, that I wouldn't mind getting if Corey Davis. Not so much him, but I mean, it's other receivers.
I was like, oh, God.
That Robinson actually be an upgrade, but
It's Fuller would be.
They hurt.
Huh?
He does stay hurt.
He is very
probably another Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah, Fuller would be the Jadeveon Clowney of next year. Like
very hurt, and he's one-dimensional. He can't run. It's all post routes or go routes.
That's the point, man. That's really what we need. Just like somebody could just burn you, and AJ gonna kill everything underneath.
Which it's one of my biggest gripes about Arthur Smith. Where did the speedy wide receiver position go? Because if you think about it, last year we was blowing the top off. Like we was taking everything. And Khalif Raymond was like our unsung hero. And then all of a sudden this year, that position was gone.
Well, I tell you this. I saw players they tried, but the defense, like especially the Baltimore, they was like, nah, they gonna burn us again.
Oh, yeah, that was
they were prepared. But he should try something else.
Also, Khalif Raymond didn't do any favors because he was very inconsistent this year. Where like last year, the opportunities he did get, he was making the most out of it. Yep. This year, drops, terrible route running. What can you do? You let Cameron Batson take your spot basically. So what does that say? So,
well. Dom, you kept mentioning his name. So first out, shout out to Two Tone Zone. Said what's up to us in the chat. But
Two Tone.
Arthur Smith is gone to Atlanta, and he bought somebody out of retirement with him. It's Dean Pease. Now, I would like to quote Mike Miracles for Mississippi Miracles. He did say this about Dean Pease. Before last year, our defense. They were better than last year, but they wasn't like a top tier. They weren't top 10, top 5 defense. They were still like middle, maybe middle of the pack. They were being but no break, basically. So he was saying like that didn't bother him too much. DNP's going on there. Like he wants a defense coordinator that's going to take our defense to in not elite level, but at least top 10. Mm-hmm. So I kind of got his point, but it still kind of sucks to be like, dang, he came out of retirement to go there with him. So how y'all feel about that combination going to Atlanta?
Let me start with Arthur Smith first. You know, congratulations to him. I wish him all the best. More power to him. You know, he might actually be successful because his style of offense remind me of Kyle Shanahan, and Matt Ryan, you know, flourished with Kyle Shanahan, Super Bowl, all that stuff. But thank you for leaving. It was time. You know, you only get 2 chances with me because the third one, I'm coming for you. So I'm glad, you know, he got his promotion. Good for him. Good riddance. Now let's see what this team really about. The whole Dan Pease situation to me is nothing. I feel like Titans fans are being Titans fans. And they are going to harbor over the smallest, minute type detail over nothing because it's the off season and we forced to sit on the couch and watch other teams. So we just like, okay, cool. I don't like that we ain't signed Dan Pease. Well, Vrabel did not sign Dan Pease for a reason. Dan Pease went to Atlanta, which will be for a year too. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
He not gonna stay there long.
Right.
He will help to start the defense and then usher him out. And we can do better on both offense coordinator and defense coordinator. We can actually do better. I don't know about offensive output next year being better than this year, but maybe our offense could be consistent enough to win games and not lose us games next year.
Shout out to Chris.
I'll start with Dean Pease first. I missed his defense week 3.
What again?
But from week 1 to week 3, I was like, you can tell it's not the same. It's not the same. I missed. I don't know what when he left. I don't know what happened, but I missed the way our defense used to be. You'd be really aggressive. They actually got after the ball. Kevin Byard was, controlling the center of the field. You had Logan Ryan in the slot basically he was like, he gonna take away the slot receiver. So if people on the outside can do what they can do, we gonna be good. And I missed that. I do think, if I recall, Vrabel tried to bring Dean Pease back.
Yeah, he did.
But he declined. So that may be a dynamic. People don't know what happened between that. So, but him going to Atlanta is it might, depending on their play personnel, that might work out. But as far as Titans, it really, I got to see who they're interviewing, who they want to bring in, because
consultant.
Yeah, he wanted to be a consultant. I think that says a lot about I think what Vrabel thought of Dean Pease, because Dean Pease, if I'm not mistaken, that defense was like top 15, top 10, top 15. Okay, so you coach the defense this year. We're bottom 30, right? Right. But you bring in the guy that improved our defense from Sean Combs and Dick LeBeau era, and you want to bring him in as a consultant. Arthur Smith, congratulations. I was a fan when he was the tight end coach. I was a fan. Like he brought Delaney Walker from being just this signing that we got, didn't know what to do with, to Pro Bowl status, right? And then he tried to work and get Jonnu Smith going, right? So he's making things happen. He became the offensive coordinator. He got the best out of Mariota kinda. It was better than Terry Robisky. So
that's a name.
Can we think about what happened? So he got the best out of that. He tried them. Corey Davis could have had 1,000 yards last season.
Should have dropped all the passes.
Yeah. So I'm looking at what Arthur Smith was doing, and on the flip side of how Dom thinks, I think that he did pretty good for us. Granted, there were some moments where he, teachable moments he could have done better at, but from the grand scheme of things, he did a good job. First time I think any team has had it wasn't 4,000. I think it was like 39, 38 yard passer, 2,000 yard rusher, potentially a 2 wide receiver, 1,000 yard production, whatever. I'm going to miss that because I don't know who we're going to replace them with. Like just so
that goes to the next topic. But before we get there, my thoughts. Arthur Smith gave us the best offense in Titans history last year. Then he choked in the playoff game. So it's kind of like I see where Don come from, I see where you come from, right? So I'm kind of with me, it's like, okay, no matter what, that was still the best offense we had in Titans history. That's gonna be hard to replicate it. But I think it's doable. We just need to make sure we hire the right person. Dean Pease, same things, Dom. It was nothing to me. They offered him a consultant. I'm sure the reason was because he's gonna retire from Atlanta after 1 or 2 years. That probably was the reason why. You be a consultant, you ain't got to be there every day, so you ain't got to worry about retiring, right?
You ain't got to worry about leaving at 8:00 no more.
And it could be something their relationship that went wrong, but they are interviewing candidates for both positions. I do have a list connections that Mike Herndon, Mike Miracles from Mississippi Miracles tweeted out. Tony Elliott, Pep Hamilton, please. That's who I want to get. Or
no.
Why you don't want him?
Oh, I was going to let you go through the list first, but no.
No. Oh man, either him or Keith. Who's that? Keith Carter, the offensive line coach.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I was possibly promoting him, I wouldn't mind that either. And Tim Kelly, I can't recall where he's from. I think he's from. He's from the Texans.
Texans offense coordinator.
Yeah, he's the offense coordinator for Texas.
And for defense coordinator, Tara Austin, that's the Steelers DB coach.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So what are y'all thoughts about? Well, I guess do y'all have anyone in mind? Y'all have both positions, and what y'all think about the names?
I'm a root for Tim Kelly. That's just me from Texas, because you saw what he was doing with Deshaun Watson, and they had nobody. Like they brought it. I'm not.
It is Deshaun Watson too, though.
It was Deshaun Watson. And it was everybody else. Like it just they brought in Brandon Cooks, didn't help. They brought in who's the other wide receiver they brought in? Well, they brought in David Johnson.
Randall Cobb.
They brought in Randall Cobb, didn't help.
Cobb got injured.
Cobb
got injured, full of suspension.
I'm not sure, Chris.
Well, they can't interview him right now, or they're okay. So the Texans situation is
because the coach, the
coach, like they're trying to keep.
They're
trying to keep Watson, and they're trying to do everything to keep him. And apparently, they have Kelly and Watson have like this connection where they're going to try.
It
ain't. But the inevitable is going to happen. So when Deshaun leaves, he's going to be open to like interview for other jobs. So I would like him. I'll let Dom talk before I give you my opinion about Pep Hamilton. So yeah.
Okay. I'm actually just gonna go through the coordinator list, and then I'll let you get on, because obviously I'm gonna let you say what you guys say about Pep Hamilton.
Right.
Pep Hamilton is at the top of my list, as he should be on most of everybody's list, simply because he had a track record with great quarterbacks. He actually was a part of Andrew Luck's best seasons before he started getting injured, and before he inevitably combusted all over national television and retired.
Jarrell Casey kept smacking him, so I'd leave too.
Pep is that guy. Like he has a heck of a lot of quarterback experience. So if we want to see Ryan Tannehill thrive, it's going to be under a guy like Pep. As far as offense, the similarities in our offense and the offenses that he's run are very close. So we don't have to worry about them taking away from Derrick Henry, which I still think will be the focal point. It should be the focal point next year. I also, two more candidates I'm going to throw out there that wasn't one that wasn't mentioned that not too many people talking about is Todd Downing, our tight ends coach. Mm-hmm. I think in order for our offense to thrive, we have to keep continuity going. And nothing better than a tight ends coach who knows the blocking scheme and the route schemes can come in and actually propel the guys that he's already known. He knows all about our tight ends. He knows all about our offensive line. He can help with the routes and all that stuff. Like, he actually has a familiarity with the system very much in place to where we don't skip a beat. So Todd Downing my number 2 guy. Like, I think if we were going that route, it'd be the cheaper route. Also, it'd be the best for us simply because we don't have to worry about him trying to be a head coach next year or year after next. And then Tim Kelly, he's my dark horse candidate just because we don't know when Tim Kelly going to be released from that island,
right?
The Texas Exodus or whatever. Like, we don't know when they're going to release him.
Right.
And that's the thing that we can't wait on them. Matter of fact, we should just avoid the Texans altogether because everyone else is. So I don't understand why everyone's all big on Tim Kelly when he might still be a Texans offensive coordinator next year and just hoping somebody would just, let him free. Like, he tackled up with them and he can't do nothing because he's under contract. Dang. So, blessings to that man.
They were saying that possibly if Deshaun was to leave, that they may try to promote Tim Kelly to be the head coach.
Oh yeah,
for the Texans. So,
That'd be smart.
I get it.
They can go get Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Pep Hamilton. I remember the one year they that the Colts offense excelled under him. Also, I think recently somebody posted the ratings or rankings of the offenses every other year that they had, and it wasn't
good.
It wasn't good. Like, I think he was 25th in rushing one year. The passing, of course, because he had Andrew Luck, so the passing was like top 5, top 10. But like, if our main offensive weapon is at the running back position, then we need somebody that will help utilize that versus
who was the Colts running back though?
Kent Richardson.
Yeah. Let's think about that.
I knew you was gonna say that.
I got another personnel on the teams
too.
Does it matter though?
Yeah, it does.
God has to bless Andrew Luck for the rest of his life for all the stuff that he allowed that man to go through in that organization. Like, he had the best offensive line, and
right?
Still got hit. And like,
kept getting smacked. Jarrell Casey.
He might still found a way. He used to beat us in his last name. Look, he used to beat us in the luckiest of ways. Like
that one drive against the Colts at home. I think it was the screen pass at OT that we lost.
Yeah.
Or the Ballard, the screen, was it to the left? I don't know how that happened, but
I was at the game when Mariota fumbled and the folks tried to jump to the house.
I can get on the Pep Hamilton bandwagon. Hopefully, if I do a little bit more research, but what I already initially saw, I just didn't like, because I feel like Derrick Henry has to be the focal point of our offense, has to, and then everything else revolves around that. I don't like how secretly I don't like how we utilize Tannehill with just the play action off of that. We had to do a little bit more, but something has to happen where we can't be this run, play action pass type offense.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm sorry. Can we get that first quarter of Arthur Smith back? Where we was just out here just doing anything we wanted.
Killing.
Like, there was nothing stopping our offensive system.
We're putting up, 30-plus points a game?
In the first quarter.
Like this. Yeah.
So, I guess to move forward from Titans news to NFL news. Hold on. Let's see what Chris said. I want to see more up-tempo like we saw against Buffalo. Oh, yes.
I agree with you, Chris. I agree.
Right there.
I agree. We were smacking Buffalo, I think.
Yeah, 4-2-16.
We were smacking them, but we got away from that. I think that was the game. Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah. They came back. Everybody was talking their stuff. We smacked them. So yeah.
We got back.
Move forward from Titans news to NFL news and keeping on the same track as coaches. Gonna talk about. Let me just go through these coaching hires, and we know what we about to talk about. It was 7 total, including the Texans, who are still waiting for a lot of stuff. But New York Jets hired Robert Saleh. He is a minority coach. His ethnicity is Lebanese. But other coaches, Brandon Staley for the Chargers. Urban Meyer, who's just like Dean Pease, basically, going to retire after 2 years in Jacksonville because of migraines. But you can go there. Nick Sirianni for the Eagles. Yeah, exactly. Nick Sirianni. Dan Campbell. If y'all didn't see that press conference, Google it.
I heard about it.
The Lions. Talking about knocking teeth out and
cocaine is a hell of a drug.
They said that him and Vrabel might go tit for tat. So
he don't want that smoke.
He's
never been that guy. He don't want that smoke.
And Arthur Smith for the Falcons, of course. So, of course, NFL act like want to give third round compensation to hire a minority black coach for teams. But out of 6 coaching hires, and you got Eric Bieniemy in Kansas City, you got 4 coordinators in Tampa Bay, offense, defense. And Todd Bowles was, I don't care anybody say, he was a good coach for the Jets. The Jets roster didn't do him no favors, in my opinion.
GM handcuffs.
Right. But him, I've got the special teams coordinator, and I think the running game coordinator. There are 4 black coaches. So you tell me all these coaching hires. No black coaches been hired, and the Texans talking about Josh McCown. What y'all got on this?
To be fair, the Chiefs head coach, the Chiefs offensive coordinator, and any of the coaches on Tampa Bay, they couldn't have interviewed anyway.
Still coaching
because they're still coaching. It sucks, but to be fair, they're as long as their team is winning, they're just handcuffed, so they can't do anything.
Well, actually, they can, but it's some stipulations. Because Bieniemy is interviewed, and they basically said his interview wasn't good. But I saw Dan Campbell's press conference. I'm pretty sure his interview could be good.
I think Bieniemy is a hot commodity, but he's also leading the offense. So
yeah,
it's more so of like they want him, but he's not going to get permission from Andy Reid to leave. That's the most important job he got right now is the game plan to win the Super Bowl. So I get it. It just is a matter of like teams. Basically, when it boiled down to it, teams just weren't patient.
Yeah.
Like they hired quickly. I think the smartest hire that any of the teams had was the Arthur Smith hire. That was smart. They had time. They deliberated. They picked who they wanted. Everybody else was like more of a hurry. I didn't even know who the Eagles head coach. I didn't even know. I was like, where did that come from? Like,
I heard that.
So I think they were just more so impatient, trying to get that out the way so they can move forward as far as their off season. But it's unfortunate for somebody or many coaches that may have deserved a at least a look at getting a head coaching job. So
Let's say this. My smartest hire actually isn't Arthur Smith, even though he would be had the Eagles not hired Eric Serrano or whatever his name is.
Nick Sirianni.
Sonano, Tomato. Listen, he is their guy simply because they wanted to keep Carson Wentz. He's the only guy who they could have hired who could have given Carson Wentz their offense. He's under Frank Reich, who was the mastermind behind Carson Wentz. It makes, you can add the dots up. It's real simple. But outside of that, the fact that none of these black coaches have an opportunity to be a head coach because of patience, that's real. Some of these teams should be patient. They ain't winning no games. They not out here in the playoffs for a reason. Like the Falcons, yes. Get Arthur Smith, high up and coming offensive coordinator that makes perfect sense. But I would have waited for Eric Bieniemy. And then they don't have excuses because the same thing happened to Eric Bieniemy last year.
Yeah.
Who, by all accounts, their offense was better last year than it was this year.
Yes, it was.
So I think that it's a cop-out for national media to say, oh, he didn't get hired because of bad interviews. Like, let's.
I ain't even hear that. But
that's a real thing. Like, Dan Campbell interviewed better. And Josh McCown interviewed better than Eric Bieniemy for some reason. I don't even know how that happens. Since Josh, let me tell you something about Josh McCown.
He ain't been a coordinator.
McCown last year was the oldest player on practice squad. His experience as a coach, coordinator, even a quality control guy is zero. And he interviews better than Eric Bieniemy. But let me just say this. This is not something new. This is not something that we haven't seen before. This is how it's always been in the NFL. Jim Caldwell got let go when the Eagles had their best season in decades. And he still hasn't had a job.
They'll be cursed. They'll be cursed.
The Lions, they did nothing since.
Right.
They'll be cursed until continuing. They'll be cursed.
They will continue to hire guys like Dan Campbell, who is by all accounts, his coordinators and his staff is kind of nice. They look good on paper. But let's be real. The ship is only going to go where the captain leads it. And apparently he's looking for kneecaps. I don't even know how that works. But when you go through these coaches and when you look at guys like Deshaun Watson, who was adamant about one coach in particular, Eric Bieniemy, because he deserved it. He has been known for leading the league in offenses. He's a running back guy who, let's be honest, Deshaun Watson wants a running back to succeed in the league so that he won't have to be one.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense, and it just shows you. It's kind of like, you remember that tweet or that hashtag Oscar so white, NFL so white, kind of like you don't really get the opportunities for as a black head coach as you would if you were any other guy. Because Robert Saleh is Lebanese, as you said. He's the first Muslim head coach, which is great. That's cool.
And I think that hire was pretty good.
Huh?
And I think that hire was pretty good. I like it.
It was a great hire.
Yeah.
Because his staff is not on paper. His staff is top. He's gonna do some things. But if guys like Todd Bowles, Eric Bieniemy, Jim Caldwell, if these guys who have track records of being great in the league aren't getting chances, a fair shot at league. What are we doing? What are we talking about? These guys, all these guys that got hired, man, come on now. Like, out of the 6 head coaches, maybe 1 or 2 will survive.
Hey, we talked about this on Let's Be a Podcast, so I kind of gave you my opinion, but I'll give it again. I mean, like you just said, it's whitewashed. It really is what it is. The NFL even tried. I mean, they tried with the Rooney Rule. They even said they'd give you an extra 3rd round pick compensation for hiring a black coach. But I thought about Jim Caldwell. I was like, man, they went 10-6 and they fired him. Like, and they hired Matt Patricia. You saw what happened. They hired Dan Campbell, and we're about to talk about him in a second. But all of a sudden, after Dan Campbell gets hired, Matthew Stafford wants out. Huh? That ain't no coincidence.
Oh, it's not.
He might want out anyway, but Christensen came after they hire.
He did. I tell you, because I'm here. I'm in Michigan.
What you got?
I think,
all right, let's see the guard. Right.
I think like with black coaches in general, I mean, I don't want to go too deep, but it's really a setup, like in general, because most of the black coaches outside of Tomlin, Dungy, were all hired to really bad situations, and like they had really short leashes, and so you take that into account where what's happening now, like you have these coaches in waiting that possibly could deserve a look, but because of what happened with the previous coaches, like Todd Bowles going to the Jets and that being terrible, Anthony
Lynn,
that situation,
he dropped the ball. He did.
That's
injuries.
It's 1 year. He at least needed one more year in that offense.
Exactly. If they didn't give him that, so they had him on a short leash.
Yeah.
I think I'm missing one. Well, Lovie Smith, when he was in Chicago, he was cool, but when he went to Tampa, it was like,
yeah, he dropped it. He fumbled it.
Yeah. But like, because you have like these coaches that are in these terrible situations, not living up to the organization's expectation, and then they're leaving within 3 years. Versus you got Adam Gase, who was terrible at Miami. He get a job in New York. He's terrible there. Crazy. He's probably going to get another job somewhere else. But they don't get the opportunity to make amends, I would say, from where they were. So it's unfortunate. It's like you can't be damn you do, damn you don't, because you got these coaches that are deserving, but because situations in the past, organizations are a little timid as far as hiring. I didn't want to get deep, so I'll stop there. But
I just googled Jim Caldwell's name just to wonder where he was at in it. But I mean, he has a coach since he got fired from the Lions last time, which is crazy. But the Texans apparently interviewed him and Leslie Frazier. We'll see. Yeah.
I like Leslie Frazier.
I do too. Hopefully, we'll see if they actually get hired.
Let me ask y'all this: as a black coordinator who wasn't originally picked when they first went out and searched for coaches, let's be honest, before Deshaun Watson said a peep, none of those guys was mentioned.
Exactly.
As a black coordinator, would you go to a team that's on a sinking ship?
No. Not at all.
Let's be honest.
Because
this is going to be a little deep. We all know how America treats black men when they inherit sinking ships. And y'all know where I'm going with that. Y'all know what I mean. We ain't got to go get into it or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But with these guys who are so prestigious, these guys are NFL royalty because they will forever have a job. Leslie Frazier is going to forever have a job. Mm-hmm. But they will never get the recognition that they deserve because they are black. Mm-hmm. Why would they go to a team like that who the owner has already been, under the behind the eight ball with his inmate comment?
Mm-hmm. They
are about to lose the best player they've probably ever had. I don't know, maybe DeLon Hopkins.
It's not probably. He's better than Andre Johnson. Come on now.
He's a quarterback.
He's a quarterback.
Okay.
He's a quarterback.
All right.
Even so, they're probably about to lose the best player that they've ever had due to their own negligence and the fact that nobody actually wants to go there, which is known by national media. Why would anybody want to hire? Like, cool, I'm gonna put my name in a bucket so you can mention that I was here, but that just means that I'm available for hire elsewhere. Don't think I'm gonna take this job because the GM needs to be fired already for his negligence.
They just hired him.
Right. Oh, bro, you had one job. Make Deshaun happy. That is a GM. Your job is to make Deshaun happy, and you failed in your first week.
But it's like if you damned if you do, you damned if you don't though. Because
so why go there?
I'm saying because like that might be the only opportunity that they have.
Oh man,
like you got a head coach job that they seriously need someone, but you don't want to take it because it's a dumpster. But then you don't know if you might have an opportunity next year or.
Yeah, but if I'm on the contract with the team I'm with, I'll just take. I'm still getting paid, so I'll stick with them another year.
I agree.
Whether there is an opportunity or not, the opportunity at hand right now isn't really one. Because if you want to talk about shackles and handcuffs, you about to go to a real prison-like situation, handcuffed with your arms behind you because you ain't got no quarterback, you ain't got no running game. Your best defender is still pissed off. We don't know what he's thinking right now. And the team, for lack of better words, is abysmal. Like, ugh. Shout out to them.
I love our division.
Right. Everybody's imploding beneath us, and I love it.
I wish the Colts would do the same. All right. And speaking of Deshaun Watson, I'm not going to get into the ESPN. They're dumb. I don't entertain people when they're bored. I don't entertain sports medias when they're bored. They did the little thing talk about Jacksonville Jaguars and winning the division next year. I'm not going to entertain it. I ain't going to entertain it. I just mentioned it.
I will. Let's sprinkle something. Let's sprinkle something. Let's sprinkle something in there.
Put him in the Adam Rank bucket.
There's potentially. Okay, I'm going to say the Titans going to be the division front runner next year, but
I know free agency. They got cap space.
If Indianapolis gets Matt Stafford,
that's all right. Thanks for transitioning. There we go.
Let's talk about it.
Let's go. Matthew Stafford, Deshaun Watson. They want out. Titans fans have been scared about because, of course, Deshaun ain't getting traded within the divisions. Let's be real. That's not happening. Unless the Colts give up everything
for him. The Texans are dumb enough to do it.
The Colts going to have to give up.
Colts got all the capital.
They do, but they're going to give up everything to get him in the division. Matthew Stafford, though? That's likely. Let me go first, though. Titans fans getting scared. Matthew Stafford is really good. Mm-hmm. I mean, let's be honest. But similar to Tannehill, and I trust him when they get to the playoffs and stuff. Not really. I mean, he has been in Detroit, but I have to see it. But I'm not so much super scared of them. I mean, we both had to go 11-5 to win the division this year. So him coming out or not, I think it's still gonna be the same thing, whether he come. Because
I disagree.
I think because we still got to go like 12-4, no matter what. 13-3. I mean, that's the case. Whether he's there, and they gonna get some type of quarterback in there. They not just gonna go with Jacoby Brissett. So if not him, Carson Wentz, somebody else. But we're gonna do that regardless. So my whole thing is, we just had to do it this year. We're gonna do the same thing next year. So I'm not as scared of it. But that does change. Like, man, the Colts might be the favorite they get him versus us. There we go.
I'm gonna say no. They can get Matthew Stafford. Reason why I'm saying is this: Phillip Rivers, when he played us, looked really, really good. But if you look at their offensive system and how Frank Reich works, his philosophy hasn't changed. This is the reason why Carson Wentz did very well under him as a 1-2 year guy, is because he gonna dig and dunk you to death, hit a couple middle passes downfield, and they're gonna hope that run game there. Now, granted, they did what they did against us, good game, bad game, whatever, when we ain't had no defense. We had nothing. Let's be honest. If we want to be honest, our defense was like at a -2 when we played them the first time. Mm-hmm. But if we could actually have a better defense, even a halfway decent defense, that offense is going to be there. And then, if you think about it, how long Matthew Stafford really got left? Because that boy been in the league.
He's like 32, man.
No.
He's young.
But how long has he been playing? He's playing.
He's not like a running quarterback. Yeah, he's not a Cam Newton where he's gonna lose his arm or something. Like
actually, Matthew Stafford has been injured a lot.
He does
2 3 years. He plays through them all.
He plays, he plays through it.
And this is what I meant by we're gonna get into it. He played through them, and he said this at his post press conference, and his wife backed him up. He played for the love of the Lions. They were, because they played against us, and he had the broken ribs and all this and the other. And he's like, I'm playing for the love of the Lions. His wife was like, we love this team so much, we can't imagine going anywhere else. And they, they had it all. I was one of them. He was playing for the love. They didn't have no reason to play. Like, he could have just sat out because they didn't have nothing to play for. But he loved that team so much that he was going to play through any injury for that team. And then Dan Campbell got hired. And he threw them deuces real quick.
Sure did.
He did.
So, if you want me to be honest, I don't think Matthew Stafford goes too far from Detroit. I think he stays in that same division.
Chicago?
Why not? That defense in Chicago.
But
Allen Robinson would stay for Matthew Stafford.
But he has to get traded, though. I just don't see teams trading within a quarterback within that division.
I thought he was going to be released, or I don't know.
Now either or can happen. Either or
they can release him too.
Yeah.
Without hurting money.
He's done with the team, so either or can happen. But let's be honest. If I'm Matthew Stafford, I'm not trying to go to another system that I'm not familiar with. Frank Wright is not the same. Frank Wright's system is more of a short yardage, quick throw, whereas the Detroit Lions let this man peel off. And they try to do the same thing with Mitchell Trubisky, and he peeled in and threw more passes to other players on different teams than his own players. Like, Matthew Stafford is who they thought they was getting in Nick Foles. So the Bears would do anything, first round, second round, whatever, to get Matthew Stafford. So I think that's where he goes. But if I'm being honest, I'm not too afraid of Matthew Stafford anyways, because how often has Matthew Stafford beaten the Titans with Megatron?
Yes.
And that's when we weren't that good.
When we weren't that good. Like, Gary Collins was still the head coach? I mean, the quarterback then?
No, Matt Hasselbeck.
Oh,
Matt Hasselbeck.
He was Hasselbeck.
Jay Locker.
Wait, Jay Locker got hurt that game.
Yeah, he kept getting hurt.
Yeah. Then
like,
Matt Hasselbeck came in.
It just, I'm not too afraid of Matthew Stafford. I do actually appreciate him leaving because he doesn't deserve to go out under Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell's about to run that team down. Matt Patricia was bad. Let's see how.
Bro, was it worse than Matt Patricia?
Matt Patricia was bad because keep in mind, Matt Patricia was the guy that they thought was going to be their next Bill Belichick. They were reaching for that.
Right.
They didn't just hire him because he's going to be a great head coach. They're just like, this guy in a couple of years, he's going to be our head coach GM. We can save some money, and he's going to change the whole outlook. Matthew Walker's going to go to Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. They went and got running backs, DeAndre Swift. Like, they went and did what they supposed to on player personnel.
Yeah.
And then he slowly but surely crumbled the entire organization. Dan Campbell was not the guy to bring them out of it at all.
If I was Matt Stafford, I would take notion of the Chicago Bears, and their team, but I would seriously look at Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're better built. Like the offensive line is their number one in the country. That's all Matt Stafford needs.
Yeah.
He just needs somebody. Think about it. Phillip Rivers, I think he got touched maybe under 10 times the whole season.
No.
So, like, you put Matt Stafford, that's Phillip Rivers, right? They protected him that much. You put Matt Stafford in that offense, behind the offensive line. He probably, the dink and dunk, you can negotiate. I'll do this if you allow me to hit T.Y. Hilton for 40 yards.
Who may not be there.
Yeah, that might get old now. It's at some point.
He free agent. He may not be there.
I don't see.
We can sign T.Y. Hilton before they could.
He might go to a super contender. So if super contender,
hey, Milwaukee might be on the way out.
So I don't know, but if I look at it, Indianapolis has everything that Matt Stafford would want, and then some. Their defense is nice. Their offensive line is nice. They have 2 good running backs, so he ain't got to throw it 40 times a game. They got a capable wide receiver. Well, they had what was Perriman? Was he a rookie?
Pittman.
Michael Pittman.
Pittman was a rookie. Yeah. You got the vet T.Y. Hilton, who at his best can give you 11 to 1,300 yards a season. So you got a tight end that is capable. You got what you want in versus Chicago. They got a defense. Okay, cool. But like on the offensive side of the ball, their line is shaky. They got Anthony Miller. Okay, cool, but he
might be gone.
He's not your 1,000-yard wide receiver.
He could be.
He might be gone.
Could be, but not. I'm just saying. Versus what they do have in Indianapolis. Yeah. Like you looking at potential versus this is verified. T.Y. Hilton at his best give you 1,300.
But he could be gone.
Could be, but
Allen Robinson could be gone.
Could be.
You know
but like you look at it, it's like I'd take that, or I don't know what else. There were some rumblings about Aaron Rodgers, but I don't think he's going nowhere. Ben might retire.
He needs to retire. I know some Steelers fans, they want him to. I don't think they just up the quarterback's coach. They just promote him to offense coordinator and him being right. So and he got $40 million coming in this year. So it's kind of
more dink and dunk.
Yeah, I don't think he retired.
No, yeah. Big Ben tore our ass up that whole game. There was no dink and dunk.
We talk about what? It's against us. Remember what Joe Burrow did to us. Like, we talking about us.
Yeah. I'm looking at all the teams that we should be looking at as far as how we should be looked at in offense and everything, where we are not there. These teams already have the guy and what they want or whatever. But it just, if I was Stafford, I'd go to Indy. Because obviously they're not going to get Carson Wentz, who I first thought was going to go to Indy. I thought he was going to go to Indy, but because they fired Peterson,
it's not over yet.
They fired Peterson for a reason. So
you're right.
It was either him or Carson. So they chose their guy. He's not going nowhere.
Jalen Hurts might be on the move.
Actually, I think he's gonna be sitting there because
insurance policy is a must for Carson.
I don't think he might be that much of an insurance policy. Okay, so people hyped over his first game performance. I think he had like 300 yards passing, he had like 100 yards rushing. Okay, cool, whatever. But if you carried on like the next game and the next game, defenses start hammering down on what he can do good and force him to do what he can't do, and it showed he got a lot of development to go through. So it might be just one of the things where he might just be the quarterback and waiting, try to develop, you know. And so I don't know as far as him being the insurance policy, like whereas Ryan Tannehill was when Mariota was starting. You know, that might not be that case.
He just needs time, and as a backup, all he has is time.
Aaron Rodgers, 2 years.
We ain't gonna compare.
I ain't saying he'll become. I'm not saying he's gonna become it, but I'm saying need time sometimes. Pat Mahomes 1 year,
right?
Get to in a second, but
to be honest with you, I don't know why Pat Mahomes set that year.
Nah,
I mean,
Alex Smith did good though.
No, Pat Mahomes had to work on some mechanics. I think I know exactly why he said that 1 year.
Bruh.
That 1 year
Right. Him having to work on mechanics was still better than Alex Smith. I'm gonna say it. Still better because Alex Smith was literally your game manager, dead ass. Like it was. He had Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, and I don't even think they had Sammy Watkins that 1 year, but he had these weapons here, and instead of flinging it like he could have, he was like, no, I'm gonna give you this 10-yard pass here. I'm gonna give you this out here. Pat Mahomes came flinging. That's so.
That first game, man.
No, preseason game.
Preseason.
If you saw it, he was flinging it. So I don't know what Andy Reid was seeing, like, but
you know what he's doing.
It worked.
Yeah,
whatever it worked.
They may have had 2 rings already. We may not have beat them that year in the playoff, that wild card playoff game that Pat Mahomes was playing. So no. We was up. They was up 21-3 on us. So you put Pat Mahomes there. So
I'm gonna throw this out there. We've only lost to Patrick Mahomes once out of 2 games. So that's that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Sounds just like a fan.
Stop it.
I was at that game too.
I watched that game.
Got lucky.
I watched that game because we had to pull out all the stops to beat that damn game. Even that pass to Adam Humphries, and it only took Pat Mahomes 20 seconds to get 60 yards. So
that's okay. And I'm gonna say this: Patrick Mahomes is beating teams after giving them a 10-point head start. Will he get away with that with the Buccaneers? No. I don't want to say it, but hell no.
Are we going to the next segment? Because I'll wait on that one.
Tom Brady.
I'll wait on it.
I tell you this about Tom Brady. He better not throw 3 interceptions in the second half against Patrick Mahomes with a 10-point lead. Ain't no be no 3 and outs.
Unless Patrick Mahomes throw 2 himself, because that Buck defense is real.
That's true.
Shaq Barrett and JPP, they can't play.
He are missing his tackles.
And Ndamukong Suh is still in the middle. Like
That's a line, bro.
Everybody, Levante Davis, they got a squad on that defense.
They do.
Different.
Now they secondary a little questionable, but
especially safeties.
I mean, let's look at just the cornerback, because who gonna line up against Tyreek Hill? And then you try to take Tyreek Hill out. You got Hardeman. You try to take you got the ultimate security blanket in Travis Kelce. So
both teams got some firepower on the sides too.
They're gonna have to blitz all day. It's gonna be remember the Titans. They're gonna blitz all night. Because they can't allow Pat Mahomes to do the little scramble to the right, give him by some time and fling it. They can't do that. They gotta bring 6 all night.
I tell you something though. The Chiefs defense, that secondary, they showed that man coverage against Buffalo. They ain't no slouch.
Oh yeah. They real with theirs.
Yeah.
But folks weren't paying attention to that. You take away Stephon Diggs, who do you have? Because I'm not afraid of Cole Beasley. So
no. John Brown.
I didn't even know he was playing. So
this has been the one thing that I've harped on all year about Josh Allen. If you take away Stephon Diggs, he is Josh Allen of 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And we all remember that Josh Allen very well. That's the main difference of that entire offense is Stephon Diggs. And truth be told, he has made quarterbacks look amazing.
Kirk Cousins
was like an MVP candidate for
$100 million
because of Stephon Diggs, not Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs. And you take him to give him a strong arm quarterback, of course, all he got to do is throw it up to him. Lead him if you have to. Yeah. Now, if you can actually take away or slow down Stephon Diggs, you got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, same goes for Tyreek Hill.
Good luck.
And I'm gonna say this.
Good luck.
Micah Harmon, Denard Robinson, those dudes, if you tap them, if you touch them, if you whisper in their ear, they're gonna drop it. Them boys have been known for messing up them catches, them beautiful touch passes that they get. Every game, one of them two will drop it. Sammy Watkins is the real. Now that's the thing. Sammy Watkins is the real wild card because
healthy.
If healthy, good Sammy shows up.
If he's healthy,
he Clemson Sammy, and we all know Clemson Sammy. He a savvy vet with the ultra route running skills who can still push out a 4.4 speed. You won't have to solve that problem. I actually think in between Levante David and Devin White, they can slow down Travis Kelce. I've seen the Titans do it. I've seen the Titans do it. You face guard him, and you just hope for the best. Yeah. That's all you can do. But Travis Kelce is known if you hit him in his mouth a couple of times, he gonna go. I just see him do it.
Let's go ahead. Let's make our predictions, man. So Sydney get his Slim Huskies. Get Slim Huskies. All right. I've been referring to Kansas City as the Golden State Warriors, basically. Golden State Warriors and they had KD. That's how I feel about this team. I've been picking against Tampa Bay. They still prove me wrong. Tom Brady GOAT. But Kansas City has lost like one game and they last like 30. Until I see otherwise. Until I see otherwise. Kansas City for me. Right.
Down.
All right. So as we all know from last show, I did not pick the Bucks to win. Aaron Rodgers, he's a bad man.
Let me down.
He is known for making plays that wins games in the playoffs. But he had a third down play where he could have just wiggled his little self into the end zone. And he didn't. He didn't have that mindset. And now, if you look at his playoff record, it was the same as Donovan McNabb, 1-4.
1-4.
And everybody knows Donovan McNabb, if his playoff record was better, he'd be a Hall of Famer right now. But he did not actually produce in the playoff. So, if you ask me, I think what's that?
Look at all that grass.
My bootleg breakdown that Aaron Rodgers not running the ball.
Yeah. God. That was all the grass he had. About the field goal. And I'm like, okay, field goal 50-50, I get it. But the fact that he had 8 yards to run, and he did not run those 8 yards, Mr. Discount double check did not double check at all.
That grass to the right. Oh my God. Look at all that grass. Look at all that grass.
You see me throwing with your mouse like
he was gonna outrun number 90. He was gonna do that. He just had to worry about the quarterbacks.
That pylon is naked. And all he had to do was just tap it. And he had it. And look where, like, he's 3-4 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Look at all that grass.
And he decided to throw that ball against himself.
It was like triple coverage.
Forcing it to Devontae Adams. He did that consistently.
So, yeah. Patrick Mahomes would have ran that. Brett Favre would have ran that. Tom Brady would have ran that.
Tom Brady would not have ran that. But when have you seen Tom Brady scramble? Like
that would have been first.
But I've never seen Tom Brady scramble for that long. Like it was like 8 yards. I've never seen it. Bro, 2 or 3. Okay, cool.
If it would have meant going to the Super Bowl, which we all know that would have got them to the Super Bowl, Tom Brady would have ran that.
He would have.
But
I got there, but he'd have ran it.
I'm done voting against Tom Brady. I'm done trying to doubt this man. Like we all had our moment with LeBron. When LeBron was like, okay, he went to Cleveland. No, he's not gonna win it all. And then LeBron was like, okay, so I'm about to win it all. And like, I'm just tired, man. Like I'm not voting against this guy. It's not smart. Tom Brady, go. Like It's not smart. So I got the Bucks 34-31.
This one is hard. This one is hard because these are two quarterbacks you really can't go against, but you got to.
It is hard. In the words of my illustrious friend Christopher Snowden, I'm not betting against Tom Brady. I don't care. Because what he has showed us time and time again is when there's a will, Tom Terrific is coming. Like all he got to do is have a little slither. All he needs is a slither of a chance, and he out there. What happened against the Packers? Everybody just automatically crowned. Aaron is going to be Aaron Rodgers and Pat Mahomes in Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Out of back. Before the game even started, it was out of back. What happened? First half, 28-10.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady saw that the cornerback king was they flaw. He kept throwing at him. I think he threw that dude like 7-8 times the whole game.
It might slide.
They didn't take him off the field at all. As soon as he saw him, I'm throwing at you. Like that's it. What happened? He had the slot guy run an out route. Okay, cool.
He threw a last pass to a rookie wide receiver because
exactly. I'm not betting against Tom Brady. Like he's been to 10 Super Bowls. He's been to 10 of them. Well, this will be his 10th. This will be his 10th. It's at some point it's not luck anymore. That's skill.
That's skill.
Like so. And I think the series between him and Pat Mahomes is 2-2. But the one series I do remember, they played for the chip game.
Yeah, he beat him.
Yes, like they kept Mahomes on the sideline the whole drive.
Yep.
Like I don't care. He was like, "We're not gonna rush this. We're gonna get these,
that's how you do it.
We're gonna get these 4 or 5 yard runs. I'm gonna give you this 2-3 yard pass every night. We're gonna get this first down. We're gonna repeat." That's all they kept doing. They kept on the sideline. Pat Mahomes is looking the entire time like, I just wish our defense could to get us on the field, and it didn't happen. It did. I can't in good consciousness root against Tom Brady when he's continuously showed that he can win the big game when need be. He ain't gotta throw 400 yards. He ain't gotta be like the bomb passer. He can dunk you all night, and you can't really stop it because if you put somebody on Goodwin, you got who's the other guy? Mike Evans.
Got Antonio Brown possibly back.
I was going to say Antonio Brown's gonna be healthy. I don't care what injury he got. He gonna be. There's no way that slot receiver is gonna play in the Super Bowl.
He still might play. Scotty Miller, he still might get in there and make a play.
He still might, but they gonna put Antonio Brown in there.
If it was one play, he would make it.
Right,
and he gonna make it. They got the tight end, Brat. You don't even have to worry about Gronk no more. You ain't got to worry about Gronk no more. You got him. So you got Leonard Fournette looking like he was in LSU.
Playoff Lenny.
Like, where was that at in Jacksonville? Like the entire time. Well,
yeah, Blake Bortles.
Where was that? So I don't understand. Then you also got LaShawn McCoy. I don't think he's there.
He's there, but he ain't been. He's active. They got Ronald Jones.
That's what I was thinking about. Jones. So they can match up offense and offense. Like it's really gonna come down to the defense. And I have kind of more faith in the Bucs defense versus the Chiefs defense. Chiefs defense did not have they didn't really have no really real tough test. Bucs, Tom Brady beat Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers in the same playoff.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't vote against them. I got Buccaneers probably going into overtime. I got them 27-23. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got the touchdown to win it. The touchdown to win it.
That's
just I tell you, this guy ain't gonna decide a lot. Tom Brady just took out, in my opinion, I thought 6 Super Bowls hard to come up with, but similar to like I guess Jordan, LeBron. Although a lot of people think LeBron's GOAT now, although he got as many rings as Jordan. I thought Aaron Rodgers still had a shot to catch Tom Brady, even without getting 6 rings. If he got to like 4, that got eliminated altogether for even being a possibility. Tom Brady eliminated it. Patrick Mahomes is still just 25, right? Tom Brady beats him and gets to 7. I don't think Pat Mahomes getting to 7. If Pat Mahomes does beat him, getting to 6 and he already got back to back at 25. That's I ain't gonna say he's gonna do it, but he got a shot.
It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard
it's
though.
Hard to get championship teams. It's hard. So,
but if he get back to back at age 25, you like okay, he has a shot. I don't know if he'll get to it, but if he lose, he ain't getting the 7.
It's the thing is like with Brady, he got all the best years of Belichick, and that their longevity together will always outweigh anything else anybody else can do. Because let's be honest, how long Andy Reid got? Like he been in this league for so long.
Yeah, it's been a while.
If they keep winning, he might keep going.
He might.
I don't know how old he is though, but
he up there.
Let me see. He older though. I mean, he probably up there with Belichick.
Yeah,
Belichick, like he hitting 7. Well, no, that's
he's 62.
And then if you think about it, this whole time Andy Reid barely been making playoffs. Belichick's been making Super Bowls. So
68. So.
But now he got his guy though. Now, so
you're right.
So he might get 5 extra years. You know that when you win it, you can stomach some off seasons and.
No point.
He has waited a long time to get this type of quarterback too. So.
Exactly.
Right.
So if I were him, I would stick with it. Like, okay, cool. See how far we can go with this, because we got to see Patrick Mahomes for like the next 15 years, probably at least 12, 15 years.
He 10 years locked up with him. So
yeah, so.
I think the only thing that's stopping Pat Mahomes from like true greatness is basically the team that develops. Like that front office guy, they have to consistently every year, because they're going to be in the bottom tier of the draft every year.
Yep.
So they're going to continue to put talent around him.
Going to keep drafting people like him.
They got to keep putting a good team for him to succeed, because he's already great. But if he ain't got nobody, to throw or to pass to, what does it matter?
Here's the best thing about what the Chiefs can do. The Patriots have already set the standard and the playbook, if you will, of how to do this. Low salary cap money, low draft picks, no problem. There's a bunch of veterans out in this league that want to ring, who are seeking to get away from their team for a little less money. Like, I think, in fact, last year, the Chiefs had Terrell Suggs.
Mm-hmm. So did.
Like, nobody like even remember him playing. But they had Terrell Suggs as their guy.
Did he play?
Yeah, he played. They got Frank Clark for nothing. Like they will have guys line up. The Chiefs, if they continue to make Super Bowls, even let's just give them this offseason, they will have veteran guys in their year 9 or whatever that'll be like, hey, so you give me $2 million, I can play for you? I done already made the 15 million or the 20 to 30 whatever million, like Chris Long with the Eagles. I done already made all this money. Can I come play for you? Can I play for your team, please? Like, y'all going to Super Bowls back to back. Can I play for your team? The Patriots set the standard, so now the Chiefs can just roll over into that and just keep going, especially if they're making these playoff runs every year.
Right. The one thing that I would disagree with you about is if they continue to have the talent that they have now, it's going to be hard to keep everybody. They just paid Chris Jones. If Frank Clark, there's another Clark guy on the defensive line that's okay, but like if they continue to produce, they gotta pay everybody. They paid Travis Kelce, they paid Tyreek Hill, they paid Tyrann Mathieu, they gave Patrick Mahomes $500 million. So at some point they're gonna run out of money. So like they can't bring in free agency when they got half a billion plus locked in on 4 or 5 guys. So I feel like with the Patriot way that you're explaining how they got all these cheap guys and drafted really smart. I feel like with the Chiefs it's kind of different because they paid everybody well, and they're continuing. They got to keep Frank Clark. To be honest with you, they got to keep the other Clark, Chris Jones. I think they already paid him the other Clark. They got to keep. I'm thinking of the Packers Clark guy. My bad.
They got Tyrann Mathieu.
They got to keep Tyrann Mathieu. They got to keep in order for the Patrick Mahomes to succeed. They got to keep Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Like so, Travis Kelce been there 7 years. They got to keep him too. So it's just like
I think they're gonna find a way to keep him.
Did he get an extension?
He just got sent, I think.
I'm gonna just say this. Like, if you think about it, they will figure out a way to keep everybody that they need and then replenish the guys that they don't. There are some guys who will be expandable. Let's be honest. Now we're not talking about Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, no. You let Tyreek Hill go, he'll go to a team that is going to demolish you for the rest of like his career. He's actually a once in a lifetime. He reminds me of when Chris Johnson first started before that contract extension, when nobody can stop Chris Johnson. That's what Tyreek Hill is for the wide receiver position. Like, you give him the ball, not even necessarily in space. You just give him the ball and watch what he does. And that's a once in a lifetime type talent. And you can't let that go. Travis Kelce is great, but eventually the tight end position, they're going to have to take their little pay cut. Because if there's anything that I know about tight ends, they wear down easier than wide receivers. And you can't necessarily just dish out money to the both of them. Somebody got to give. Be like Travis Kelce. Let's give you an incentive contract. Or better yet, how do you like these rings? Do you care about winning or do you care about money? Like, you done made your money already, but
you don't incentivize all pro, all world Travis Kelce. Like, that just no. You probably do that when he's like at the tail end of his career, like you did Tony Gonzalez or
that could be next year, all we know.
But at the rate Travis Kelce produced it, he got 5 more good years before that is consideration.
Yeah,
you're right, but that's if he stays healthy. And with tight ends, we all know all the tight end needs is one bad year, and they never recover. Like, tight ends are like fickle when it comes to injuries that are just like, okay, for instance, Delaney Walker or Tony Gonzalez or XYZ. Tight ends, when they get that real bad injury, that one bad injury, it's hard to recover. And we don't know. I would never wish that on him. We don't know what next year may be.
Well, not personally, but yeah.
In the game against the Titans,
bruh,
he can have a little knee slip, whatever.
Because I was praying that game last year. I'm like, look, I'm trying. I told my girlfriend, I promised I was gonna buy a Super Bowl ticket if we win, but I just needed somebody to stop.
Yeah. Like, remember, he got hurt when we came back in that playoff game that year.
He did. So I'm like, but
yeah, enough about the Chiefs, man. We have to worry about them for however long, man. It's sad, but it's a great show, man. Appreciate y'all coming on, man. Rod, where can they follow you on social media?
I got my outlet is Kung Fu Roddy, one word, for Twitter and for Instagram. I really don't like Clubhouse right now, but yeah, Twitter, Instagram, Kung Fu Roddy. That's me.
And once again, sorry on the screen, but for the audio.
Yeah, man. It's your boy Dom. You can catch me on Twitter, Instagram, DomDD90. It's always a pleasure, man. I always appreciate you bringing me on, bro. Like, it feels like a once in a lifetime opportunity every time, because the content you bring, the questions you ask, the people you put on, You know, it's all like love, all friendship, all homies, and you know, it's always a good time, man.
Yep, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
That's why I built this jump for, man. All Titans fans. So remember, follow me at @the1_P Shark, personal Twitter. Follow the podcast page, LBR Titan Up, and follow the podcast network, LBR Media, and the other podcasts on the network. Subscribe and listen on YouTube. Watch us live. Watch me live every other Tuesday right now for the off season on Twitter, and you listen on the podcast network, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, you name it. But till next time, y'all, appreciate it. But tighten up.
Thank you for having me. Tighten up. I see y'all.
Tighten up, baby. Go Tigers, go as well.